Hello there everybody, welcome to the Ubisoft E3 2019 recap, and as you can see, the camera looks wider now! I've picked up on things. Anyway, this is going to be a recap there for day 2 for the Ubisoft. I missed actually watching it live, unfortunately, because of work, but I did want to still get my thoughts out for this one as well as the Square Enix one. Every other convention, or at least the press conferences for that day was alright, I guess. There wasn't too much to talk about, but I believe the Ubisoft and Square Enix ones are the two that I want to focus on here. So let's talk Ubisoft in this video. Now, when it comes to the Ubisoft games, I'm not going to talk about games that have already been released there or games that are just getting like patch updates there, like Rainbow Six Siege, Division 2, those type of games, and like For Honor, the expansion there. Primarily because those games that are already out, all I can say is I like Siege, cool, they're adding a guy. For Honor, and Division 2 seems fun, I guess. That's pretty much the gist of that. But I do want to go over some of the new games that were announced and some very strange choices, I guess, in my opinion, as well as the new subscription service, Uplay Plus, that they talked about. We'll get to that near the end. So let's jump into games. So similar to the Bethesda conference, I'm going to go mainly in order here, and we're going to talk about, at least starting off with Watch Dogs Legion, which seems really, really good. I know people like to joke around about Watch Dogs or Watch_Dogs. I'm going to call it Watch Dogs. Come on. But Watch Dogs, it seems like a very fun game. I've wanted to get into it for a while, but people are like, oh, it's super glitchy. Oh, it's terrible. So on and so forth. Like, I still think it was a good game. I've owned both 1 and 2, and I want to play it. When I saw Legion and saw, like, the different recruit system and that you get different people, but there's permadeath, I'm on board. I'm 110% on board. This seems like a very, very fun game where you go around the streets of London and just are like, hey, this guy seems like a good fighter. I want to be him. You could have it in a team like, while I was watching the conference, they had like the old lady hacker who just had like a spider bot just maul a guy's face off, and then she's just like, I'm an assassin. She even like takes out a gun, just shoots a guy just squarely in the head, because why not? She was a retired assassin. It's hilarious. So it's like, you can have a team of old ladies. You can have your entire team be old ladies. Or you can have them be like former M5 agents, MI5, whatever this British Secret Service, there we go. You can, there's so much different customization that you can do, and I hope the game does well. I hope that Ubisoft makes a great game from this, but I'm nervous. I am very nervous that it's going to end up similar to first Watch Dogs, where it was very glitchy, it wasn't that cohesive. I'm hoping they put in the time of effort, and Ubisoft has a record of having really glitchy games on release. I'm going to hope that it's a good one. I'm going to hope that it's good, and I'm going to go into it with an open mind. I may need to now go back and play out Watch Dogs 1 and 2 just to get a good idea, but the fact that you can play as so many different people, make your own team, plus if you play a character the entire time and then they die and they're gone for good, like that's going to hurt your heart, and I am on board for that pain. It's going to be pretty good, so I'm excited for that. I think you guys should too. Don't discount the Watch Dogs 1 and 2 though. I've heard they've gotten a lot better now. A lot of their stuff has been patched and fixed. But Legion's going to be a good one. Not Wild Legion. Watch Dogs Legion. Next on the list is Ghost Recon Breakpoint, right? Breakpoint, yeah. I played a Ghost Recon game back on the Xbox 360. That's the entire gist I got of the Ghost Recon series. This seems really interesting. I believe, I was reading like the chat, which chat was questionable for this conference, I'm not gonna lie. But reading through the chat and getting a good idea, it seems like there's Punisher that's involved, which is pretty cool, all things considered. I've heard great things about Ghost Recon, and it seems like this game is not going to disappoint as well. It seems like it's going to be very fun, but the thing with Ubisoft games and why I'm not super excited for Ghost Recon Breakpoint compared to others, but I do want to talk about it because I might need to give this a chance, is primarily because Ubisoft has a habit of making games like very similar. They have they have the Far Cry series, but like Ghost Recon, at least with like Wildlands, I've heard it's very similar to them. It's not like crazy story based, but still like the whole open world. You're like a gunfighter and you just have to take outposts. If Breakpoint's gonna be the same way, it's just like I'm playing Far Cry 5 or 4 again. It's gonna be a little bit interesting to see how they go about it there. They did announce AI teammates are back, so that way they can fight for you. You don't have to worry about fighting by yourself, which apparently was a issue or some kind. And then there's also like the whole community project. So it seems like the community for Ghost Recon is really strong, but maybe I'm just not seeing the full appeal of Ghost Recon, because I remember like the very linear story game like back in 2006 or 7, I want to say, for the Xbox 360. That one was a fun game, but like this is like a very big difference. Maybe I'm just not seeing the same thing. They didn't really. Ubisoft also has a habit of not showing gameplay, so it's really hard to get a good gauge on some of the games. Like there's gonna be some games I'm obviously not going to talk about for this, because there's always a lot of games, but there's like 2 or 3 where they didn't show off anything, and I don't have anything to say on it. Like honestly, I don't. This is one of them where I want to give it a chance, but maybe do I need to like play the ones previously to understand this one? Do I need to like keep an open mind? Probably. I don't know, but I think Breakpoint's going to be good. It seems like they put a lot of hard effort into making the game, as with any game, obviously, but this one just seems like they have so much going for it that I'm excited just because of how much they seem to be putting into it, and I think it's going to be good, so I may have to give that one a shot as well. And then there is the usual, of course, we got our Just Dance 2020. I'm not going to go talk about this one too long. It's Just Dance. You guys know it. You got your disco, and you got your like dances and whatever, so on and so forth. I've danced as Waluigi on this channel. Like, Just Dance is a fun game. I really like Just Dance. I'm going to get Just Dance 2020 because it's just a fun game to me. So the one thing I will say, and people brought this up on Twitter and like elsewhere, but on the Wii. They really are banking on that Wii, right? Like, I don't think you could buy a Wii anymore. The fact that they're developing it for the Wii is great. It just makes me laugh. But I may just get it for the Wii just for the heck of it. I just for the lulz, right? I don't say that word often, but I may have to get it just for that. I just needed to comment on that. But Just Dance is a fantastic series, so it's gonna be fun. And then for the Rainbow Six, I'm not going to talk about Siege. Like I said, Siege is already announced. There's like the mobile game that they have too with all the characters. But they also announced Rainbow Six Quarantine, which seems like a very big infection-based game. They advertised it as a 3-player co-op tactical strategy game, focusing, I believe the woman on stage was talking about it as they want to master the PvE in Quarantine as Siege did with PvP, which is really cool. Really cool. I'm excited to see what it's like. 3-player co-op though. That is, I don't remember seeing a lot of 3-player co-op games, so it's gonna be intriguing to see. You usually got 2 or 4. You don't really get 3, so it's gonna be interesting. Seeing like the guy's hand though, like get the infection and just like start spreading on his arm. Like maybe is the third person just the infected dude? Is there something like what is going on? I still want more answers to see what's happening. But with Ubisoft trailers, you don't usually get to see like the gameplay itself. We got lucky with the Watch Dogs Legion trailer with showing us gameplay. But in this case, like, most of the trailers that I'm going to talk about, like the last game I'll talk about too in a bit, and even this one, they don't seem to talk about or show off the game, so it's really hard to gauge. And I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Quarantine. I like Rainbow Six Siege. I really like it a lot. The new character they have in it's going to be cool. New operator. But Quarantine, something about it though is striking me as this. It's going to be really, really good. It's going to be really fun. Just maybe the quarantine aspect there, and just like the infection base, like there could be so much they can do with that. So I want to see where it goes. I do want to see where it goes. And then the last game I want to talk about before we get to the software is Roller Champions. Kind of out of left field there. A racing sports game with roller skating and seemingly basketball. Now this game, right now as of the making of this video, I believe there is a demo that's coming out here very soon, if not already, where you can test out the demo of the game. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be testing it out just because I don't like to do demos or alphas. I like to do alphas and betas, but I just don't have the time for it. But what I understand from the game, and they did show gameplay for a little bit, and what I understood is you essentially you're on a roller skater, you go around a track holding a ball, and if you do a complete lap in with the ball, then you're able to score a point. But if you get knocked out, you have to redo that lap, essentially. That's what I was understanding. I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong. All I know is you need to race the other competitors, and then the portal basket hoop thing lights up, and then you throw the ball in there. But I think you have to complete a full lap with the ball and make sure you don't get hit by anybody else. But you can go forward and backward, and they can just hit you like in any which way possible. I think it's going to be really good, and for some reason, like that emotional storytelling part at the beginning, like it wasn't too emotional, but it was still interesting to the point where I want to check it out. I want to see I don't play racing games anymore, and I definitely don't play sports games, but this might be one I may have to look into, just because it seems interesting, and also makes rollerblading look way cooler than I've at least remembered it to being. But I like rollerblading, so it's a lot of fun. But maybe now I have to go to a roller rink. Who knows? Maybe. Can this be an actual thing? Who knows? But yeah, that's just the last game that caught my eye, and I may have to just do more research into it, because it seems very, very... Now, last thing I want to talk about, rather, is going to be the Uplay Plus, which is Ubisoft, however you want to pronounce it, their subscription-based service. They're similar to, like, say, the Xbox Game Pass. However, this one might be better overall. There's a lot of pros and cons. Right now, it's not the $1 like Microsoft is, currently $14.99. That comes out in September, and you get 100 plus games, compared to Microsoft's, I believe it's 326 is what I last checked. So there's like the game libraries are different, but essentially it gives you access to the older Ubisoft games there, Beyond Good and Evil, Assassin's Creed. Those are some of the games that they talked about there. But you can also get access to the new ones and like the premium content in their subscription-based service. I have to see more about what's going to be in the subscription-based service there. If you do get access to like the premium content, primarily because you have the subscription itself, I'm on board. I'll be on board. I may not get the subscription immediately because I have a lot of Ubisoft games that I literally own rather than like having to do like the subscription to buy. So it may not be worth it to me. But for 100 games, $15 an hour, like there's been some interesting subscription deals. Microsoft and Ubisoft have the same thing for the $14.99, $15, whatever you want to go about. And that's US dollars, by the way, for these subscriptions there with a lot of games, which is cool. But it's just like my worry is it's not going to last, because how is it going to help the game market for those specific games, right? You can make $14.99, but that's going to go to Ubisoft for the most part, and the fact that they put the games on there, unless the game companies got paid a lot of money to be put on there, but Ubisoft makes it. I don't know. It seems like every time I see a subscription-based service, right, where you have games that come for free, I'm worried about the game developers themselves, because it's like, if their game is on something for free, are they making money? Is the game company okay? Are they going to be bought out by the bigger game company? Who knows? You never know. So, I mean, I want to get it because games are fun, but I'm trying to see what the benefit is for like these other game companies that are being included in it. Like, we have Microsoft's Game Pass right now. Their Stadia, who I guess is having, like, the Stadia thing is having people being attached to that, like games being attached to that. We also have Bethesda's Orion, which has like the streaming service, which also is being put in with games, I guess, is the whole thing. There's a lot of subscription-based services, and I'm like, what's the ideal benefit in the long run, right? Is there a pro to this? Is there a con? Like, are there any cons? Is it just the pros of having a bunch of games? Like, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. For me, once again, because I own a lot of Ubisoft games, I don't think I'm going to be getting this right off the bat. But if you have like not tried like Child of Light or the Assassin's Creed series, or you're just looking forward to Ghost Recon Breakpoint, anything of that type, maybe it's best to put in that $14.99 if you can afford it. But it's a monthly basis, so it's one of those monthly subscriptions, so be aware of that. And with that, that's going to be everything, at least regarding the Ubisoft press conference. Honestly, it was, in my opinion, it was kind of a letdown. I'm not going to lie. Ubisoft, they show off a lot of games, but it's just very broad and very, like, a lot of it was just stuff I was just outright expecting to be talked about. And I don't know, compared to, like, Devolver Digital and Bethesda and even Microsoft, like, those three rocked it the first day. The second day seemed to start off like a little bit meh, and then I've already, like, at this point I will say I've watched the Nintendo Direct live there, so I've been watching these after the fact. The Nintendo Direct also killed it as well. Like, I've heard that the Ubisoft one was mixed reviews, which, you know, is okay. I'm excited for Watch Dogs Legion. Above all else, above all the other games I just talked about, Watch Dogs Legion looks awesome. But there's one more conference I do want to cover, and that's going to be the Square Enix one. You guys should be seeing that shortly after this video goes up, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, like, the new camera look there. Figured stuff out. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the break from the norm. Have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, and or evening. My name's Katapi, and I'll see you guys next time for whatever's next to come. See you guys later. Peace.